What's good, everybody? We're back up in here with another video, another reaction. We got something different for y'all today. We got this reaction called King Von, Friends Became Enemies.
Friends. Now I know a little bit about this, but I don't know it all. So it's kind of a formative video to me too, because I know the roundabout.
I haven't seen none of the videos of what happened. I heard what happened.
Yeah, I
never seen what was going on. So
I heard a few.
We're about to go ahead and get into it, see what they talking about.
Oh, you know how the internet try to make it, but it ain't nothing too fierce, nothing you should worry about.
5 people were shot overnight in downtown Atlanta. 2 of them died, and now investigators are working to figure out what led up to the violence.
Just keep breathing, cuz.
Hold on, you got it, my fault. Yeah. Man, we shot. What you mean we're outside?
Alright, what's up everybody? We gotta talk about this King Von situation. Rest in peace. It's tragic. Everything that could have went wrong that night. Von was shot in the parking lot of the Monaco Hookah Lounge right in the center of downtown Atlanta after this huge brawl with Quando Rondo's crew and a couple of undercover police. Everything was captured on surveillance cameras with multiple angles, and I've seen so many rumors and fake stories circulating. The stuff about Dirt buying all the tickets to Quando Rondo's next show, news sites posting Snapchats from a fake Quando Rondo account calling King Von Queen Von. That's all fake. We don't have to invent stories. Reality is already crazy. People don't even know. There was almost a second shootout the night Von was killed. After the chaos in the parking lot at the hookah spot, both crews rushed to the hospital and went to the same one. That's why Quando Rondo went immediately to Instagram Live when he got to the entrance at the Grady Memorial Hospital.
Just keep breathing, cuz. Come on.
And while they moved Von's body on the highway 8 miles from the hospital to the morgue, Atlanta police were in the very same hospital charging Quando Rondo's boy Little Tim for the murder of King Von. Now not only is Little Tim fighting this felony murder case, but something people don't know is he's already fighting a conspiracy case in Georgia. After this year-long investigation took down a trap house in Savannah, confiscating 15 pounds of kush, $16,000 cash, and a bunch of guns. And if you're online even a little bit, you've seen the rumors circulating that NBA Youngboy is responsible for Von's death. We saw close NBA Youngboy affiliates going immediately to IG Live as soon as it happened, laughing at Von being killed.
The joke's on you, this not you getting wrapped down.
I mean, but some people just go like that. I want to say that's
He got popped. All I could do was laugh. All I could do was laugh.
Now, we're gonna get into all this, but before we do, check out my song of the day. This is my guy Young Po. Most attention Quando Rondo's ever gotten in his career. He was never a headliner, he's not a huge artist, and now he's in the position where he's playing up the role of the bad guy. Dropping that song, addressing the King Von situation, shooting that video, dressed up as the guy who killed him, Little Tim. He's been wearing bulletproof vests everywhere, getting all his shows canceled, and what makes the situation worse, at one point, King Von and Quando were cool with each other.
Dirty ass
That's the video from a year ago of the two of them before a show in Atlanta, cracking jokes and making fun of Von's ops together. But realistically, this relationship was not gonna last. And yes, NBA Youngboy is involved.
Youngboy, the YB situation was just too real, it was just too good. All of us got a real bond, so I don't like music shit. Like, you feel me? This shit way deeper than that.
The reason Youngboy is mentioning this is because he has ties with both Quando and Von. Quando was the first artist signed to Youngboy's Never Broke Again label. They've been real close ever since, making music, doing shows. They even tag team jumped their own security together. And when Youngboy was beefing with Kodak Black a couple of years back, Quando showed his loyalty by going on IG Live and burning Kodak's merch.
Let's go.
Man, we on NBA shit, man.
got a pair of boxers.
He even went to New York and got into a brawl in Brooklyn with Kodak's artist Tutu G's. According to Tutu, Quando got slapped, people were throwing chairs, it was chaos. Now thankfully, nobody got hurt, but the beef is still on to this day. And YoungBoy's got a huge list of these industry beefs with people he doesn't get along with. One tension that was slowly building behind the scenes was with him and a new artist out of Chicago named King Von.
Fuck YoungBoy talking about on this song, bro. He talking crazy on this thing.
Oh yeah?
He ain't even like that. On his ass, man. You got cap in your rap.
At this point, Von was just starting to get hot. He had Crazy Story 1 out, the buzz was slowly building, and in March 2019, Von went on Instagram Live to say that YoungBoy was lying in his raps. YoungBoy fans were quick in the comments, spamming him to apologize or something was going to happen to Von in 48 hours. Fast forward a couple months to December of 2019. Lil Reese, who's super close to Von, comes out and says he would never do a song with YoungBoy. After fans were asking him for a collab, we could see these lines being drawn real quick between O-Block and YoungBoy's crew 4KT. Fast forward again, 4 months ago. These photos surface of Von holding hands with YoungBoy's ex-girl and baby mama, Jania. At the same time, Von was tweeting subliminals about posting some other dude's girl, doing stuff that would have him stop claiming his kids. It didn't take long for YoungBoy to match that energy and go out and do a song with King Von's ex-girl, Asian Doll. Both of them using each other's girls as props to get at one another. And the whole time, people like 600 Breezy from Chicago were hyping Von up, saying stuff like, I love what you're doing.
Course.
We know what you're doing.
It's always gotta be somebody to keep it going.
So he's saying rapper killer. Basically, he's cryptically talking about YoungBoy, who then responded indirectly but super directly at the same time by saying, I'm gonna make sure my son F's your daughter since her throat. Now this tension kept building and building behind the scenes. Von's even got subliminals about YoungBoy on this new album he dropped last month, Welcome to O-Block, on the song My
What?
Von says outright that he's got beef in Louisiana and the other dude doesn't know it. He's rapping that gangster shit, now he's gotta show it. So when the news hit last month that Von got killed in a confrontation with YoungBoy's artist, theories started to circulate that it was YoungBoy who ordered the hit. 2 days after Von was killed, a fan uploaded an old unreleased song from YoungBoy and titled it like it was a King Von diss called Let Them Shots Off. Now this was pure clickbait, but the video still managed to go to number 8 on trending on YouTube, and it's not about King Von at all.
Even though
And I
it's
saw fans
clickbait,
starting
they
to
still
go
got
back
click on
into
it and watch
YoungBoy's
it to
catalog,
tell, so.
reading into his lyrics, looking for clues. One song in particular, they claim predicted Von's death 2 months before it happened. The song is called Dead Trolls, and at one point in the song, YoungBoy talks about planning to rob somebody in Atlanta. He talks about leaving his ops dead and mentions D Rose being away from the Chicago Bulls. You connect the lyrics, King Von was staying in Atlanta, he got killed in Atlanta. D Rose was a point guard for the Chicago Bulls, but in Chicago Drill, D Rose was an infamous O-Block shooter who got 40 years for a murder. He's been shouted out on numerous tracks.
Wait, D Rose got 40 years?
It's got photos side by side with him. And this song Dead Trolls just happened to drop shortly after these photos surfaced of King Von holding hands with Jania, YoungBoy's ex-girl. Now, before
I
we
guess
get
by her
carried away,
bracelet is
no,
her?
I don't think this song predicted Von's death 2 months before it happened. I don't think YoungBoy
they had
cooked up
another
some
angle
Louisiana
too,
voodoo
like
to make
behind
that
it,
happen.
it was
In reality,
like
the
in the
Atlanta
same
line could be about
environment.
anybody. Half the industry's in Atlanta, and YoungBoy beefs with half the industry. Jada Youngin, Fredo Bang, their beefs are well documented. Both of them
I
got
don't know
tension
half
with
these
YoungBoy,
people.
and
I'm
both
sorry,
of them
y'all.
record in Atlanta. So, no, I don't buy
I don't
it.
even
Truth
keep
is,
up with it.
Von's manager says this incident was personal between Quando and Von.
This has nothing to do with YoungBoy do the song with Asian Doll, and that has nothing to do with this, right?
No.
It's just
This has to do with Von being the person he is, and then he don't like all that sneak this, social media stuff.
And as those tensions escalated between both camps, word is Quando had been talking shit behind the scenes about Von for
Some people
quite
just
some
can't
time,
take
to the point where Von said if he caught someone from that camp, he was putting hands on. And this music industry's small, you're gonna run into people, especially in Atlanta. That's where all the good
Yeah.
studios are, producers,
You went to
label
the wrong
offices.
place.
Quando Rondo's from Georgia, Dirk and Von are both based out there too, so this was only a matter of time. Now, the Monaco Hookah Lounge is right in the center of downtown Atlanta. King Von's been to that spot before, it's a popular place, but it's also a red zone for shootouts. 3 people have been killed
goes
at
to a
this
hookah
place in the
lounge.
last year alone. That's why
Yeah,
there were
somewhere.
undercovers
One
patrolling the
somewhere
area
in
that
Colombia.
night and at the venue. Now,
Yeah,
the
one
first
in
reports that
Colombia
came out were
somewhere.
confusing. The news said that undercover police had shot Vaughn. We even saw dispatch calls from Chicago PD telling their officers that Atlanta police had shot Vaughn and to move with caution around O Block because emotions would be high.
Last
Atlanta
night
police.
in Atlanta, police shot King Von and 2 of his people. Social media is active with, they're upset with the police. So if we have any jobs in Parkway, send 2 cars. Keep your eyes open, be wary. They're not happy with the police over there.
We later found out 3 separate crews were involved. Vaughn's crew, Quando's crew, and the undercover police. Now, nobody knows what set Vaughn off, but Vaughn's manager says that night he wasn't himself. Vaughn was celebrating his album release at Opium nightclub a few hours earlier. He was supposed to go back to his Airbnb around 2:30 in the morning, but he suddenly decided to switch routes midway and go to this hookah spot on Trinity Avenue about 10 minutes away. Now, Vaughn cannot carry weapons himself. He's been fighting that case with Dirk in Atlanta for close to a year. They got strict guidelines to follow, but he knows his status. Usually, Vaughn travels with 3 to 4 security, a bulletproof truck, and his guys from Chicago. But on this night, he left Club Opium by himself with 1 driver and 1 other car, leaving that fleet of security behind. When Vaughn got to the hookah spot, he waited for 30 minutes in the car, and his security finally got word of his new location change and immediately rushed over to get to him. The whole time, Quando Rondo just happened to be in the same parking lot at that same hookah spot, napping in his McLaren. I know coincidences can happen, but this one's pretty big. What are the chances that King Von randomly decided to change routes and go to a hookah spot where somebody that he doesn't like happens to be at? One of Von's friends spots Quando and goes back to tell Von, and on the CCTV camera we see Quando making his way over to this white SUV, scanning the area cautiously. Shortly after, you see Von leaping out of his own car, going looking for Quando. As soon as Von sees Quando, he starts throwing punches. Von is unarmed, but his crew is swarming Quando quickly. That's when Quando's bro Lil Tim hops out the white SUV, pulls a pistol out, and fires off 5 shots, hitting Von in the chest and thighs. Bullets also graze Von's manager, who is in the mix of it. All hell breaks loose. Von's bro Slutty, who was right next to Von when the brawl started, was the first person to return fire once Von gets shot, hitting Lil Tim in the leg once, but then his gun jams, so he can't finish the job. Now this actually saves Lil Tim's life. Him getting shot in the leg drops him to the ground, making him a non-threat to the undercover police who were creeping around back in the adjacent parking lot. With Lil Tim on the ground and Slutty standing over him with a jammed up Glock, Slutty turns and runs into the adjacent parking lot towards the undercovers, who start ringing off shots and hit both Slutty and another O-Block guy named Louis in the head, killing Slutty on the spot and leaving Louis in critical condition. This whole time, Quando is still tangled up with King Von, who's just been shot a bunch of times and has paralysis in the bottom half of his body. According to Von's manager, Quando is screaming, "Von shot, Von shot." And on camera, it looks like he leans in and holds close to Von, either trying to help him or take his chain. It's hard to say which. But eventually, Von's brother Ruach runs over and knocks Quando in the head, separating him from Von, where they can now pick him up and escape in the getaway vehicle. Unfortunately, even though the hospital was just 10 minutes away, doctors could not save his life. And now, we're left in the aftermath. You're talking about 2 clicks with huge influence, money, and power. The very next day, we saw 600 Breezy hitting the freeway at 150 miles an hour, leaving Chicago to go to Baton Rouge as a declaration of war with NBA YoungBoy's crew 4KT.
And it starts all over.
Breezy's also openly talking about revenge on socials, leaving kissy emojis underneath Von's killer's IG page. Several days after everything happened, Von's childhood bro, Mimo600, went to Savannah, Georgia to film a music video in Quando Rondo's neighborhood. I think he filmed it in the housing complex close by. Regardless, point is, nobody's squashing nothing. And while Mimo was out there in Quando's neighborhood, this girl DMs him saying they should link up while he's there. After doing some research on the girl, Mimo finds her in a Quando Rondo music video just last year. It was a setup, a backdoor attempt in Quando's home city. And you've heard that theory, the enemy of your enemy is your friend. That's playing out in real time. But it's not just the industry that's affected by Von's death. We can look at the city of Chicago too. This has been the most violent year in Chicago since 2016. And just like when FBG Duck died, one side was laughing. Well, now it's the other side's turn. As these memes of Von packs are being shared all over the internet, this song's being made, and people close to Duck just showing Von no signs of sympathy. Yeah, man. That's pretty much it for this video. Rest in peace to Von. Let me know what you guys think in the comments below. I'll see you in the next one.
Damn, that's crazy.
What's your take?
I mean, it just, he shouldn't even went over there in the first place. Like the land of Georgia and stuff like that.
I think he got word that dude was over there and he felt like I'm about to put hands on this dude, and then it went left.
Yeah.
Because he was like, he's sitting in the car for like 30 minutes and all that stuff, and then like, once he saw him, he like started walking towards him and stuff. Like, people really need to learn to let stuff go. Like, especially like, he's doing his raps and stuff, like, he's starting to make his money and all of this stuff, like, and then you get caught up in all of that. That's like,
I gotta get a better understanding of this, cause
that's like with Young Boy and all of them getting in between. Y'all out here ain't focused on none of this money. Y'all just focused on getting at each other. Like, y'all gonna off each other. Like,
all it is gonna be a never-ending cycle.
It's gonna keep on. This one gotta retaliate for this. This one gotta retaliate for this.
Soon as that person shoot back, then like, if we kill that person, then they gonna retaliate and go back to that person.
Have we not learned from Biggie and Paul? That's exactly with all of these type sagas. It's like, this person from this camp stirring it up, this person from this camp stirring it up. Like, all the people that was back there boosting it up, living, and you dead. Like,
and it wasn't even
all that, then breaking the girlfriends and the ex-girlfriends, and like the other girl trying to set them up.
So what
like,
was getting me is like he kept rerouting and stuff like that.
I think he tried to go there thinking this on some fight stuff.
Yeah.
And they wasn't on the same stuff he was on.
He'll go by himself though.
But dudes try to do that to look tough. Like, I don't need entourage. I got it.
But then you don't know what the other person thinking about though.
I mean, you pretty much know because they're making threats on you. Like,
the other person gonna be like, well, I'm gonna shoot his ass when he gets here, or whatever.
Like, everybody not gonna say
like that though.
But, and that's my whole thing, is like, okay, so, you see this person, even if y'all fight off the hands, or whatever the case may be, it's not gonna be squashed after that. Like, it's gonna keep going and going, because then it's gonna say, oh, I whooped his tail, oh, I did, he ain't do nothing to me, and it's gonna keep going.
So it's just like, they don't wanna sit there and think they punks and shit, so it's like, they gonna go out there like, well, me, I be like, man, I'm concentrating on my music, I don't got time for it. And
it's like, and you like, it's a good about 20, 30 names.
Or some shit like that. And like,
it's a bunch of names and stuff like that. And there's so many people that, could get accessory charges and all of that. So it's like, you can't spend that money in jail. Everything working for is like out the window now if you go to jail for that. Like, I mean, I don't blame you for taking it to that extent. If it's something worth it, like, that was not something worth it at all. Like, and first off, in the industry, there is no friends anyway. Like, even if it was his friend or, somebody else's friend, there's no such thing as friends in the industry. That's not, no. It's you focusing on your career, your life, getting your stuff straight, because it turns to that, like with the girl, where she was trying to set him up and she got caught in the video. Like, as I said, there's no friends in the industry.
I already seen that coming. Like, you want to sit there and meet him? I'm like, that sound like a setup.
Like, Bobby Smurda already said it. He said, send a little thought. Send a costume.
That's all they do is
get a girl. They gonna seem like they gonna get you come through and stuff. And then the dudes swarm in and stuff and have a whole shootout or whatever. Like, That's what it is.
Then just go meet a girl because they say they want to meet you and shit.
But you know them industry
That shit
dudes, they just
nice.
worried about having a bad girl on their arm, like she got a nice figure or whatever, pretty face, long hair. Yeah, sure, you know, like I don't care about that.
Concentrate on getting that money.
That's the problem is that they start venturing off. Like, really, if he wouldn't have went to, I mean, he still, the route he was going, it was going to end up happening one day, but he could have had at least another day, you know, if he wouldn't went to the second club.
Yeah, he just stayed where he was at, basically.
I mean, all I can say is rest in peace, but like, some of them, like, industry people really need to let it go. Like, all of it is nonsense. You got to break down years and years of beef. Now, okay, so at the end of the day, one end up dead, one up in jail, or if not both dead or whatever. What was really a conflict? Oh, I was the one that got to off him, so I'm cool. Like, you cool in jail? That like,
You go to jail, don't even make no money.
that's it.
So you in jail for like 15, 20 years and shit. Like,
That's what I'm saying. Like, I just don't get the outcome. You ain't gonna get no more money and all that. You gonna get clout from it. And then this person, homeboy's gonna get re-mad years later and it's gonna start back up. And, yeah, like, have we not learned? That's my question of the day. Have we not learned from Biggie and Pac? That's
that
it.
wasn't even a real beef.
Exactly. That was the entertainment type beef, and they both still popped up dead.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So, like,
They even said it.
huh?
They even said it. It's just the other people that's outside just stirring that shit up.
Yeah,
making that
and that's
shit
how it
worse.
started. It could start from something so simple. Everybody else started the pot. So now these other people that started the pot, they still living, breathing, making their coins, doing this, doing that, and you're dead or in jail.
Yeah.
But you let them stir it up like that. And that was a beef that the industry made them doing stuff, and they both still got the raw end of it.
Yeah.
Right. Right, dude.
This
Right.
shit is just terrible.
Alright, you guys, but let us know y'all input on the King Von saga and stuff like that. And let us know what your take on it is. I mean, I already expressed everything I had to express.
Yep.
Any words?
Nope. Rest in peace, King Von. And we out.
See you on
Holla
the
at
next
you later.
one.